Stella? You don't do that.
Stella, Splash, Simba, Hydrox, and Boo, the Lucky Ferals.
Good morning, Simba. Good morning, Splash. Good morning, Boo. It is about 9:15 a.m. right now, and I had a horrible night's sleep because I went to bed late because I was just really busy yesterday. And then a few hours later, I was woken up by my neighbors who were screaming at each other. So it's been nice weather, and instead of using air conditioning, I like to just have the windows open. And I guess they had their windows open also. And in all the years that I've lived here, I've never heard any of my neighbors talking to each other in their houses or screaming at each other from inside my house. Like if I'm outside closer to their houses, then sometimes I'll hear that one neighbor screaming at each other. And this was the first time that I actually ever heard them screaming at each other from within my house. So they must have been screaming really loud. Good morning, Stella. And I was trying not to pay attention to what they were screaming about because I really just wanted to get some sleep. But it ends up that they drink quite a bit. They smoke quite a bit. And they're also on pharmaceutical painkillers, right, Stella? So one of the things I heard them yelling was, "I'm in pain. I'm in a lot of pain. Give me my pills. I need my pills." To me, I think that they were drunk and yelling at each other. Like they were just out of control. I don't know. It was just ridiculous. And I know one of them, the older guy, has heart problems because I've heard him talk about that in the past. Because it's really like an older guy and his son that live there. And his son's probably in his 30s. And the older guy's in his 60s. And they were yelling at each other for a good 3 hours. I want to say from like 2:30 a.m. until 5:30 a.m. And I even tried to sleep somewhere else in the house and it didn't work. So I ended up going back to bed. Now I could have just shut the window and maybe not heard it so much, but I wanted to get the air, so I didn't do that. I just tried to fall asleep. But then what happened, what actually ended up shutting the neighbors up, was that all of a sudden we got a really bad thunderstorm. Like, it sounded like the lightning was right above the house. It was like, you know, crash, boom. It was loud, and then it was raining so hard. It was crazy. So then that kept me up for a little while. And then eventually, once the thunder passed and it was just rain, it was really heavy rain, then I fell asleep for a little bit. But that's why it's 9:15 right now, and I'm really getting up later than I wanted to. But man, it was just a crazy night. Stella found a wet towel. She is so happy right now. Stella, you want to take a bath? Stella, you want to take a shower? You're gonna rub up on the towel? A wet towel is like catnip for Stella. Like, she loves it. Look at that. Oh, she might go after Simba. She says, Simba, you stay away from my towel, Simba. This is my towel. The cats are getting their breakfast. They're having homemade raw food with some water mixed in. I also sprinkled some of the dried cranberry powder on top. They're getting a bench and field treat, and they're getting just a few crunchies. It's 10:11 a.m. And yesterday there was a raccoon fight near this feeder, which is why the table's all pushed out. It was a pretty vicious fight, and I checked the security cameras, and from what I could tell, it was 2 raccoons. I hope it was not a raccoon and a possum, and it does not look like it was Hydrox. But it was really loud and disturbing. Like, all the cats heard it and ran and hid. And then I went over to the window and I was like, hey, stop, like whatever. But they had moved off the patio. They were off on the side of the house or in the neighbor's yard or wherever they were. Here's Hydrox. He's hanging out by the house in his favorite spot under his party lights. So I'm gonna give him some food. I wasn't sure if he was out here or not, but I know he wasn't fighting with the raccoon because a little bit earlier he was hissing at the raccoon and then he walked away. But I hear what sounds like my neighbors fighting again. I mean, do they not sleep? Yeah, they're fighting again. I gave Hydrox 2 scoops of homemade raw food with a bunch of water mixed in. He went over to it and he was eating it really fast, but then when I walked past him, then he ran, so hopefully he'll come back. There's Hydrox. He just came back to eat the rest of the food. He should clean that bowl because he likes it and he's hungry. It's 10:36 and Hydrox ate all of his food. It's 12:53 p.m. Look how pretty Stella is. She's sleeping on one of the round cat towers. Simba is sleeping in the small cat tower. Look how he's sleeping. With his front paw out like that. I mean, how is that comfortable? Simba, you're so silly. But the cats really did not get much sleep last night either, because of the thunderstorm and because of the neighbors fighting too. It upset the cats. Cats are very sensitive to like energies, especially like negative energies when people are fighting and there's just like a lot of negativity being thrown around, so they're all exhausted today. Okay, Simba, I'm sorry to bother you. I'm sorry to bother you, Simba. And here's Boo. Now Boo had a front row seat all night because he was on top of the cat tower in my room. And that window is the closest window to where the neighbors were fighting. So Boo was like up front and center. And in many respects, I think Boo likes a bit of drama like that. Stella? You don't do that. You don't do that. You don't do that, Stella. You are nice to Boo. Stella, you are nice to Boo. You are nice to Boo. You are nice to Boo. You are nice to Boo, okay? You are nice to Boo. You are nice to Boo. Stella, you gonna eat your crunchies? You're gonna be nice girl, right, Stella? So tonight, Stella started to do something that Boo usually does, which is when I put my hand in the crunchy container to give out crunchies, Boo taps my hand with his paw. And today, Stella did that for the first time also. Like, I would put my hand in the crunchy container, and she would then, like, tap my paw. Let's see if she'll do it again. Like, see how Boo did that? Watch. See how he always does that? He taps the paw. Watch. Is Stella gonna do it? Okay, she didn't do it that time. I just threw a bunch of crunchies to Splash and Simba. Tonight they're not using plates. Thank you for watching this Lucky Ferals video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you'd like me to post more videos, and please make sure to check out these other videos that were selected especially for you.